Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Office Hours with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director and Head Containment Specialist here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over 7 months, the daily streak remains strong. I am here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning queries about this dark and mysterious and dangerous place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who are just plain off rude about this whole containment thing that we do. I mean, Giga chill pill, please. And of course, hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. I am here for the next, I'd say about 3 hours. We'll see how it goes. Somewhere between 2 and 3 hours we'll be here. We'll see how it goes. And before I get started, a little house cleaning. First of all, calling me a liberal? Are you judging me by the color of my hair? Are you sad and uncomfortable that my hair is prettier than yours? I mean, I wouldn't fault you. My hair is prettier than a lot of people's hair. It does make them rather uncomfortable, but I get lots of compliments, so I'm happy about it. I'm sorry that you are, inadequate in that fashion, though. Meanwhile, Eggs Benedict, congratulations on being our #1 most punctual member of the Containment Hazard Assessment Team of the day. Congratulations on being first chatter. Furthermore, Rava Haven, King of ADHD, Senior Researcher Alex, Junior Researcher Sally, Kinzen, Dr. Golden, Researcher Last, Amber, Aoki, Pixel Periton, Haunted Researcher, everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service, helping us to grow our ranks of green names so one day we can win the battle against the white names. And finally, Perfect Cell, M3A3, Francis, Rar Caution, and Sachi Yakuza. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here just for being you today. Feeling a bit parched. Allow me to partake in a beverage. Non-sponsored libations today. And let's see. Ah, yes. So, I see a couple donos have come in, but I'm going to get the stream subject out of the way. Then I will proceed to the standard Q&A and donations as expected. So, what does today's stream title mean? SCP WIKI ruining numbers for its fans since 2007? Well, stop me if you've heard this one before. Stop me if this is you. You go out to the gym. You're lifting weights. You're doing your best to stay healthy. You're following the Foundation Fitness Initiative. and you're walking over to the weight bench to pick it up and move it to another part of the gym. And all of a sudden, you notice that they label their weight benches. They label them with numbers. And you have just put your hands on gym bench number 173. And now you're not allowed to blink, otherwise it will kill you. You're out at a coffee shop. You're enjoying your Frappuccino, but you realize, I need to use the facilities. And so you go to the facilities door and you find yourself with a keypad entry. They do not allow loiterers to use this restroom. No, you have to be a customer and you have to have a code. And you ask the barista, what's the code to the bathroom? And they respond with no idea what they're doing to you. Oh, the bathroom code is 8980. And now, while you are successfully walking to the bathroom, you are also unsuccessfully holding back tears and cursing the name of Dr. Christopher Burns. If you are a fan of the SCP Wiki, you might be entitled to compensation because you are not allowed to live in a world where 3-digit or 4-digit numbers, soon to be 5-digit numbers, thank you. You are not allowed to observe 3 or 4 or soon 5-digit numbers without being forced to recall some sort of fandom horror or trauma. If you're a fan of the SCP Wiki, you may be entitled to compensation if perhaps you went out to get some delightful barbecue brisket street tacos, and then you were order 073, and now you're afraid to eat the tacos because the tacos might reflect that damage back on you and eat you instead. Because now there's cane tacos, apparently. So yes, don't join the SCP Wiki. It's washed. Not because of the writing quality, that's great, but because you are no longer allowed to enjoy any Arabic numerals between 0 and 9999, soon to be unleashed the 5-digit classifications, and all numbers are going to be ruined. Oh, yeah, Rat King. Don't even get me started on the double psychic damage that SCP fans take from 6-7 right now. Don't even get me started on the fact that we're here worried about a fountain pen that can write your life story and take over your arm and make you draw beautiful art. Oh, that's not so bad. Oh no, the brain rot children are turning the 6-7 kid into an analog horror world ender, and now they're calling it SCP-67, and everybody who complains about SCP on the internet is gonna blame us for that, even though it was the children who were wrong, not us. And of course, you guys don't even have the worst of it. You guys want to complain about the 6-7 meme, either just as a meme or because of the SCP-67 bullshit? Try being a ballroom dance teacher whose every day, multiple times an hour, it is your duty to say the phrase 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not fair. It's not fair. So, that is all. That is the stream subject. I am sorry that you are no longer allowed to enjoy numbers. Sucks to suck. It really does. Rant complete. Let me now check in on the donos. It's Renderman. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some cheese poofs on your way past the commissary. Site Delta on top. As always, good for Site Delta. Bro is crying from 6-7. Intern librarian, don't you slander me. Do you see tears in these eyes? No, you don't. My crying is non-existent. It is rage! Rage, I tell you! Not sadness. Minor annoyance. You could call it minor annoyance. But sadness? No. Only rage and minor annoyance. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some hummus and pita bread on your way past the commissary. I totally wasn't screaming for help earlier when I was getting dragged to hell. Signed, Dr. Puppeteer. I know you said that to me well before I just made all the statements I said, but this sounds like the same scenario where I say, I'm not crying, I am in rage and minor annoyance, and you're denying screaming while being dragged to hell, like it would be less than intrepid to scream while being dragged to hell. You know, if you're being dragged to hell, I'm going to tell you this, it's okay to scream. It is, in fact, a healthy response to being dragged to hell to scream. I'm just going to say it. You're allowed to scream if being dragged to hell. Don't hold that in. It's not good for you. If you're being dragged to hell, screaming is a totally healthy emotional response. You can scream.
Speaking of screaming, you should check your DMs real quick.
I don't have any DMs real quick.
I think in a second, Desk might have something for you.
Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. What is... There's something happening here, and I don't like it. And I'm being surprised. Desk and Agent Goose are ambushing me live on stream. Do I have to watch this first?
Yes.
I swear to fucking... Okay, chat,
I think chat will be pleased.
we're torturing me. This is from Desk. Son of a fucking bitch, fuck. You believe it's pronounced oopsilon? Oopsilon. Desk. Really? I swear to God if you're right. And by swear, I mean the 4 Jesus, SCP-5991. That I will go to Jesus land if I am wrong about this. Fucking damn it! No! No, I don't want to eat a Bible! Apparently Google says it's oopsilon. How the hell would it be pronounced oopsilon? That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. To be oopsilon or ipsilon, but not upsilon, you go straight to hell. This is so annoying. No, I need to eat the entire Bible without condiments. Start printing a Bible for me. And then bind it, and then... Son of a bitch.
I'm always watching.
Special delivery, Dr. Sherman. Please open the box.
Dr. Sherman, this is 100%, sorry, I guess. Sherm, this is 100% safe to eat. Good luck, Disc. Why does it feel wet?
Humans can't feel wet. You can only feel cold. Cold feels wet.
What the fuck? What is this?
This is a fully edible Bible.
Is that like beef jerky?
No.
The word Bible, I will have you know, is peeling off with it. At first, I thought it was like seaweed.
No, the plastic bag on there for food preservation.
Obviously
Yes.
for... What is this?
Completely edible paper for your edible Bible so you can eat your words, Dr. Sherman. Enjoy.
The fuck is this? Why the fuck is this? You fucking put the little strap around it. They put the little strap around it to hold it closed. You fucking monsters! Look at it peeling! Ah. It doesn't actually taste terrible. Oh. No. I need a drink. I, in fact, need a stronger drink. Give me my emotional support spooky music. Ah. Oh, you sons of bitches. Oh, you fucking bastards. All right. Here's the situation. Here's the situation. Are you ready? Are you ready? If I eat this fucking Bible, then SCP-5991, codename Vor Jesus, is going to appear and swallow me whole and teleport me to the bigger on the inside interior of its stomach, which is a Jesus-themed, well, theme park called Jesus Land. And I cannot do that here at the beginning of stream, because then there will be no stream. So, if we're doing Bible eating, then this is at the end of stream. I guess this is what I'm having for dinner tonight. So, stay tuned, I guess, because I know what we're doing to end stream today. Son of a fucking... I will have my revenge. You bastards. Oh, look. Some anomalous fluid showed up to help my happy trails here. Bitch ass bitches. Oh. All right. Containment Hazard Assessment Team. End of stream. We're going to see how it goes. I don't know if I can eat all that in one sitting. I've never done this challenge with such a wet Bible. The drink does not count as a condiment, and it's because I had it so early. It will not be relating to the Bible. Okay. Site 42 Containment Hazard Assessment Team. In approximately 2 hours and 30 minutes, we are beginning the Vor Jesus Challenge. Son of a fucking bitch. Horrible. Horrible. Okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not internally praying for my well-being. This is fucking scarier than the hot chip challenge. I knew I could tank the hot chip challenge. You remember how well I no-sold that hot chip. This, though... All right. I'm going back to the donos. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself, I don't know, some communion wafers to be thematic from the commissary? At least you're not a mathematician, Dr. Sherman Lamau. Oh, yes, back to the number ruination. God, those were better times 15 minutes ago. What a better world I lived in 15 minutes ago. Slendymon, thank you for your 4-month member message as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Is drinking on the clock allowed? You know what? It's 2 minutes to the end of stream. It's 2 minutes to the end of day shift. I'm saying it's okay. I'm the site director. I set these rules in the first place. Researcher Last, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Get yourself, I don't know, some communion wine at the commissary. Dr. Sherman, can I use some anomalous means to lock my fridge if I put an item report with its properties? What kind of anomalous means? What kind of anomalous means? Yaron Karasune, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to get yourself some holy water at the commissary. Make dumplings with it and call them Bibo buns. Bibo buns. You see, I saw the B-I-B right near each other, and I went for Bilbo buns. But you're going for not Bilbao buns, but Bibo buns. Different thing there, yes. Dante, thank you for your first donation today, or thank you for subscribing. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Desk. Yeah, you ate it too. Was it this color? Was it this color when you ate it? Because this has traveled nationwide. Is this okay? For those of you just coming in and wondering why I'm upset, we just showed a nice minute-long recap of a previous stream where I discovered that the word upsilon is actually pronounced oopsilon, which is stupid and terrible. And I offhandedly commented that if it was in fact oopsilon as I looked it up, I would eat a Bible with no condiments and visit Jesus land. And now Desk has sent me a Bible for eating. Two hours and 20 minutes to Dr. Sherman eats a fucking Bible on stream. You know what's really funny? On the off chance that that chatter from a couple days ago was right, and that Alex Jones has sent Nazis to watch our stream for some reason, as unlikely as that is, they're gonna get so butthurt when I eat a Bible and they're gonna start calling me a demon, and it's gonna be all Desk's fault. It's gonna be all Desk's fault that I have demon allegations coming from Nazis. What a fucking world. Oh, I'm gonna need to batten down. I'm gonna need to private my social media so bad. Dr. Sherman eats a Bible on stream. The entire Christian right wing of America condemns him. Not that I care for their opinions, just that it's gonna be really annoying. Researcher Last, thank you for donating again. It will only unlock if you bear the brand. What brand? Costco? Reebok? What brand? Yeah, this is not going to do well on PR. You think, Gravehaven? Well, they call D&D demonic, so I guess anything's demonic. I guess I'm a little closer eating a Bible on camera, but... Yaron Karasune, thank you for donating again. I guess you made an oopsilon making that bet. You listen here. You listen here. Victorious Gaming, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some fruit bark on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, nice. At least when you eat the Bible, you can escape SCP-72. You can't hit me with this level of digestional distress when I'm going to have to eat a fucking Bible later. Also has the marriage to fuck you. That's how the marriage is. Fuck you is that's the answer. Brax, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a junior mint on your way past the commissary. And since you didn't send a message with your dono, simply thank you for your generosity. Kaiba, glad you saw it. Do good journalism. Dr. Sherman, if it came down to it, like if the world was ending and this was the only way, would you let me rub a cheese grater against 999? You think... You're one of those weird Blender 999 fools, aren't you? I'm ignoring your silly hypothetical. There's no reason why that would be the savior of the end of the world. You're just a sadist. I'm glad I taught 999 how to wield a Glock for people like you. Dr. Sherman questions his staff and life decisions. Intern okay, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I truly, truly do. Rave Haven, I cannot confirm or deny the presence of lines in the Bible. Why SCP Foundation try to kill humans in SCP 500? Intern Gog, in that universe there was some entity in the human noosphere that was infecting them, and so we had to kill off enough humans to weaken it to defeat it. We were the good guys in that scenario, by the way. We would have rebooted humanity without the monster. But now we lost because Pietro managed to fall in a hole. Notorious Gaming, thank you for donating again. Mentioning that thing might make room for the Bible. You. There are 9,000 SCPs. Wrong, Intern Tobe. There are actually over 9,000 SCPs. Intern Brayon. Pietro, just like everybody thinks they're the good guy, but we were trying to save humanity, and Pietro doomed humanity. So, no, I don't think Pietro was the good guy. Even though he certainly thought he was. Dr. Sherman, quick question. Are we doing anything for Thanksgiving? We will be having our daily stream. The streak remains strong, damn it. Again, I can't guarantee what time it is because I can never guarantee what time it is. So have your notifications turned on in the Discord ping if you're in the Discord server. But unfortunately, it's our year for rotation of SCP-3307 for this Thanksgiving. Yes, it is in fact infinite food. But where it comes from, I'm gonna stick to the basic commissary fare, if you don't mind. Oh, Dr. Frogman, not just Vomit Man. In case you're unfamiliar, 3307, codename Cornucopias, is a Foundation agent that was abducted by aliens. And when the aliens brought the agent back, they had installed on its person an anomaly that makes the agent dispense your favorite food whenever you think about it from all of his bodily orifices. If you think about your favorite soda pop, it's coming out his wang. If you think about a Snickers bar, might pull that straight out of his nose. We've seen it dispense mashed potatoes and gravy through its nostrils. It was terrifying. So yes, I will not be accepting any food that comes from SCP-3307. I really think you shouldn't either. I must have pissed off some overseer pretty bad for them to send that to us for this year's Thanksgiving feast. Rebel Commander, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a Grab yourself a steak on your way past the commissary. Foundation should have fixed climate change originally. It's best for humanity. Originally, people didn't believe in it. Could have claimed it wasn't normal. I mean, hey, we deal with anomalies. That's all we do. We do not clean up climate change because that's very normal. That is humanity's fault. Our hands are tied. Rules are rules. Oh, and Frogman, I know you knew that, and I did not think that you were just oversimplifying it out of negligence. I just wanted an excuse to explain it to the chat. Black Phoenix, welcome to Level 1 Researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Dr. Golden, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a piece of naan on the way past the commissary. And thank you for being a member as well. Can Doctor Who sue SCP-173? No, they do not own the copyright on statues that move when you don't look at them. That is a very ancient, stereotypical creature, so no. Is cornucopias attractive if I think about sour cream? I will throw you into D class so fast. So fast. Or worse, I'm going to send you over to Director Rosie. Director Rosie cured his sour cream addiction, and I'm sure he can do the same for you. Researcher Last, thank you for donating again. The brand is a constellation mark I naturally have. You have a constellation birthmark? Do you live in a small town in the Pacific Northwest that's plagued by different anomalies? This sounds familiar to me. Hardy, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Is SCP-6101 the strongest anomaly? Intern Kova, if you look at the database, it says that. Yes, clearly. It's right there in the paperwork. Senior Researcher Alex, rest up. We need you in top shape. Take the day off tomorrow for the holiday and see if you can rest and recover. Can you wear a maid costume while eating the Bible? Intern Riot, no, because the membership goal for me to purchase a maid costume and wear it on stream has not been met. For some reason, you guys wanted me to purchase a maid costume. The challenge was set to 5,000 channel members. 5,000 green names. And right now, if I were to check on the progress after a lot of gift memberships have probably expired, oh wow, holy shit. We have dropped down to 500 members. We were at like 15 to 1,700 a while ago. Man, all of those gifted memberships expired. That's a long road, but we will get there eventually. Question, how would I contain the T-1000? Well, all you gotta do, really, is get a combination of a properly sealed room so that it can't liquefy and get through any cracks. And then it would need to be a strong enough metal that the T-1000 would not be able to punch or slice or pierce. If that were the case, then the T-1000 would be stuck in a room. So yeah, that actually is not too bad. Desk, thank you for gifting 5 Site-42 memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. If you got one of those memberships, make sure to thank Desk for their generosity. And Shadowfang, welcome to Mobile Task Force Captainship here at Site-42. We appreciate your membership and your service as well. Rave Haven says, Dr. Sherman, you should check out SCP-6688. The only problem is that it doesn't exist. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. An interesting statement you're making there. What does that mean? SCP-6688, access denies, this page doesn't exist yet. Okay, this looks like the standard, there is no SCP WIKI page here. But it has a voting module, which means this is some sort of meta bullshit that you can look into and therefore clear. So, all right, maybe that link. Okay, that did that. Okay, this is going through several layers of format screw. So, I'm not going to look into this now, but 6688 apparently doesn't exist. Interesting. What if two people look at SCP-096? Intern Booker, if they don't look at its face, then 096 doesn't care and they are left alone. If they see its face, they will die. These are the only two outcomes. Na, 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 na. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. What about SCP-1? Intern Chihuahua, what about SCP-1? Intern Exploit, well, I'm happy to hear you're happy to watch. We're doing our best in these streets to entertain with the ins and outs of the SCP Foundation. Including, apparently, eating a Bible live on SCP-5991's appearance schedule at the end of stream in approximately 2 hours. You sons of bitches. Thoughts on SCP Secret Lab? Intern Batata. I have played it one time with the SCP Secret Lab staff and a bunch of SCP people on stream. It was a fairly fun, chaotic time, but I'm more of a story gamer, and so that kind of multiplayer run-around just isn't my vibe. But I hope it's fun for the people who enjoy it. Dr. Sherman, what's your favorite official name for an SCP? My favorite code name for an SCP? Interesting question. I've never been asked that before. Well, let me see. Oh, nope. I know what it's going to be. I know what it's going to be. What's it going to be? SCP-4513. Codename. Pounded in the butt with Moby Dick by my IRS W-2 tax form. Is by far the best codename on the site. I will repeat, so in case your ears were clogged. SCP-4513. Codename. Pounded in the butt with Moby Dick by my IRS W-2 tax form. For those of you unfamiliar with SCP-4513, codename Pounded in the Butt with Moby Dick by my IRS W-2 tax form. What you need to know is SCP-4513 is a milky liquid that when applied to any piece of printed media, let me see if I can do this exactly. You have a Brushmaster brand wood chipper. The wood chipper is the anomaly. If you wood chip any form of printed media, it spawns the liquid. If you put the liquid on any other story, it kinda mixes them together. And so we shredded Moby Dick in the wood chipper and applied it to an IRS tax form. And it gives you a summary of a section of Moby Dick with all the character names and references changed to W-2 tax forms. Then we wood chipped Julius Caesar and applied it to the tax forms. And we got a set from the Shakespeare play, Julius Caesar, about taxes and the tax forms. And then, of course, we did a wood chipping of Chuck Tingle's classic Helicopter Man Pounds Dinosaur Billionaire Ass. And that is where we got the Chuck Tingle-ified IRS tax form. So, that is what we are talking about when we talk about SCP-4513, codename Pounded in the Butt by Moby Dick by my IRS W-2 tax form. SCP-4513 also has an audio reading here on the channel if you want to hear the crazy mashup of those stories as performed by author Sherman up there. Yaran Karasune, thank you for donating again. Have you found out if you're an anomaly after the car incident? Getting hit by a car did not prove 2 or 4 to me being anomalous. Shush. Black Phoenix, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a newly minted member. Make sure to grab yourself some chips and queso on your way past the commissary. Greetings, Dr. Sherman. The team and I recently discovered an anomaly just past the Kuiper Belt. We have started research and observations. Very good. All sorts of terrible things come from space. I don't want them to come here. Keep me posted. What would happen if you saw SCP-096's face in complete darkness? Would he react? If so, how? Well, first of all, Intern Wagon. SCP-096 is an anomaly, which means it is an object, not a person. SCP-096 is an it, not a he, not a she, an it. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. Secondly, it depends on how dark it is and if there is in fact seeing of the face. If you are in such pitch blackness, a complete blackness, so that no light reflecting off of 096's face reaches your eyes and therefore brain signals, then 096 would not attack you because you didn't see its face. But if you see even a shred of a glimpse, if that light does reflect and hit your eyes, even if you don't think you saw it, you die. It's that simple, really. Do we call human SCPs like 105 by their human pronouns? No, Dr. Golden. Even humanoid anomalies are objects. If you start treating them like people, you'll start to feel bad that they are in permanent imprisonment, and you might feel the urge to free them for some sort of morality. But we need to hold the line. They are anomalies, they need to be contained. So they are objects, not people. Do not humanize anomalies. SCP-682 versus the Salsa Hammer. Intern Lavender Man, I'm going to assume as I pull up the 682 termination log that the issue you're going to run into is that it would turn into Salsa for sure, but you couldn't swing the hammer enough to turn it all into Salsa. Meanwhile, 682 is continually eating Salsa and regenerating. Therefore, it would not work because you would not be fast enough to do that. That is my guess as I look into this situation. Let's find out if I'm right. 3794, did we test it? 23 cubic centimeters of 682 were successfully converted into fresh tomatillo salsa without incident during the tissue test record. So we moved on to termination test. D0286 entered the test chamber wielding SCP-3794, codename Salsa Hammer. SCP-682 rapidly approached D0286, causing her to scream and throw the Salsa Hammer at 682. When 3794 made contact with 682, it lost its balance and began rolling along the floor before colliding with the test chamber's eastern wall. When 682 collided with the wall, it deflated by 30% with large amounts of salsa verde being ejected through its orifices. After 30 seconds, 682 got to its feet where it vomited over 3,800 kilograms of salsa verde over the course of 20 minutes. Note, the salsa released by SCP-682 tasted just like a kangaroo. Signed, Dr. Balthazar Ackerman. Why does 682, a reptile, taste like kangaroo? Why does that make... That makes no logical sense. So yes, that is the canon test log telling us what happens with the Salsa Hammer. Thank you for your curiosity. There's only one SCP who gets non-its pronouns, and her name is Lyris2721.Lear. Said Okaiba, your emotions are clouding your judgment. It is an it is a fucking satellite. Get it out of your head. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. Anomaly, memory, error, data corruption, data lost. Well, that's not a good sound. Anomalies get pronouns if they become staff. You are correct, Dr. Frogman. If a anomaly is trusted enough and loyal enough to the Foundation, then we will refer to it by its preferred pronouns. But not before then. Do you think the Foundation may accidentally consider a convincing psychic like Sean Spencer an anomaly? I mean, in universes where the Foundation gets a little silly with it, in universes where the Foundation is comically inept, I can totally see that, and that would be a really funny story. I wonder if there's a joke SCP about that, or some sort of explained where it turns out, no, it was just a con artist. Hey, I work in Site 19. There's a containment breach. Please tell me tips to survive. Well, I would recommend getting very small. Go under a desk, into the back of a closet behind a shelf, and just be real small. And wait for the danger to get by. That's probably your best bet. Intern Starks, I appreciate your very high opinion of us here at Site 42. Thank you kindly. Since I keep hearing about it, why does that one damn tree need to scream? Can't remember the article. Intern Night Synth, you're talking about SCP-4521. SCP-4521 is the singular tree on Earth that doesn't scream. Every other tree, every other flower, every other blade of grass, when you harm them, they scream. Now, it's on a frequency that we can't hear, but they do scream. We know this. It's been recorded. This one tree doesn't scream. Does that seem right to you? Doesn't seem right to me. Doesn't seem normal to me. Seems downright anomalous to me. But don't worry. Don't worry. I'm on the case. I've got plenty of tests up my sleeve. We're gonna make that tree scream. Maybe the tree's just dead. Intern exploit, please. It has plenty of green leaves, or needles. It has living bark. When you burn the bark or injure it in any way, it heals the next day. What tree do you know that has a Wolverine-like healing factor? No. This tree is anomalous AF. It is a living tree that's not screaming like it should, but we're going to fix it. Intern tagged Doge. You are correct. We are currently at 170 likes and 121 viewers, which means you have got the like count above the viewer count. Congratulations, Site 42 staff. Because of your achievement, the YouTube algorithm is going to bring us more people who, if they stay for 2 hours, the 1 hour and 20 minutes left, they're going to witness me eating a Bible on stream and getting taken away to the Jesus Land theme park by Vor Jesus. Bible mukbang. Dr. Frogman, no! No! Fuck. But yes, thank you, staff, for getting enough likes on the stream to bring us more people to watch this terribleness, but also to help us support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc., etc. I've been talking with live-action SCP film creators all week, different meetings up and down, and we are working on ways to support them to get their series or pilot episodes or films or feature films made. And so when the time comes, Site 42, I'm going to be looking to you to go out there and evangelize to help us get the engagement we need to build these projects on the algorithm so people can find them, support them, so we can have SCP films. I thank you for your service in this matter. Philip November, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Grab yourself a lightly fried fish fillet on your way past the commissary. I turned my aquarium / everything in it into an SCP. In what way did you make your aquarium and everything in it anomalous? In what way are they anomalous now, and how did you do it? 2 separate questions. Yaran Karasune, thank you for donating again. Bible Chomper instead of Bible Thumper. Honestly, the less annoying of the two, yes. What's your opinion on the ship of 049 and 035? Do not write fan fiction about the anomalies smooching. That is going to make you humanize and be friendlier with them than you should be. And then bam, 049 turns you into a zombie. Bam, you're a flesh puppet for the mask. No. Hey, I'm curious, what's the best SCP game? Well, Intern Sonder, you're dealing with a very open-ended question there. It very much depends on what kind of games you like playing. If you like chaotic Team Fortress-like games, you might like SCP Secret Laboratory. If you like team tactical shooters, you might like SCP-5K. If you like single-player story mode games, you might like SCP Fragmented Minds. It kind of builds itself sort of like an immersive sim. A little trailed back, but in that vein. I'm only saying that because it looks and feels like playing Prey 2017. But I don't think it actually has immersive sim mechanics, at least not yet. Then you've got... If you want an SCP dating sim, there's always Doki Doki Anomaly on Steam, featuring yours truly. Not as a dateable character, mind you, but I am in that game. Go Home Annie is apparently a single-player narrative SCP game. So yes, that should give you a way to go. Lockjaw, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself one of them cookie cakes on your way past the commissary. SCP-4812-S versus SCP-692. Well, I don't know any of those off the top of my head. SCP-4812. 4812. Nope, that was typed incorrectly. (4812) Project Paragon, DJ Cactus Joint. Codename Wrath. That's not a lot to go on. Special containment procedures. Where's the description? Group designation for 3 anomalous entities. S, E, and K. S. Large amorphous entity in a subterranean cavern near France. Is attached to the walls of its cavern by large number of long adhesive-covered appendages that extend out the main mass. This is very, What's that one with the meat monster with tentacles? That game? That SCP-like game? That's what this is giving. Visual hazard. Any living being that perceives it will experience a violent biological reaction that is invariably fatal. So look at it and you die. And you can, otherwise it is immobile and it stays where it is. So now what about 692? Codename Revives the Colors. 57 packages of Visor Rays washing powder, secured by the Foundation from a general store in the Czech Republic, several thousand households nearby. All packages belong to a production series. No statistical deviations from composition of chemicals. When you wash for 15 minutes, the article of clothing will animate. And it seems wearable like the person who used to wear it, I guess. Interesting. Well, I don't know what... Oh, Lockjaw. You have donated to clarify that you meant 682. Okay, I did not believe that washing detergent was going to have any effect on that anomaly, so I am glad you clarified. Thank you for donating again to clarify. 682 would simply do what it did with 096, which is it would evolve all of its eyes back into its body, so it would not have eyes to see. And so it would be fine. Theron, can you sing Killer Queen by Queen? Dr. Golden, I may be a fine singer, but Freddie Mercury is in a league of his own, trust me. Over at karaoke tonight, the other day, he was killing it on the mic. Philip November, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, it's a fine day, people. Open windows. I don't trust what you're saying right now. I feel as if it's a bad plan to open the windows. I wonder how YouTube accounts are able to spam like that with slow mode on. I wonder if it's spamming or a glitch. Dr. Sherman, what do you think about the power scaling things on Twitter about? Ah, Tenzomes, thank you for bringing that up. I'm reminded now. First of all, to the fans of Lobotomy Corp, the stream subject regarding the bout between SCP and Lobotomy Corp was not about that at all. Although it was in the thumbnail because that was the subject of the tweet I was talking about. SCP and Lobotomy Corp don't have beef to my knowledge. Now, I always have 1% beef for anything that could be an SCP game, but then they go off-brand so that they don't have to do the Creative Commons. It always rubs me a little the wrong way. Why not just make the SCP game and release it to the community the right way? Now, of course, I know that there are reasons why production value requires some copyright things, but I'm sure there's a way that we could do it together without having to sacrifice the SCP property. But also, on top of that, serial designation on that subject. You sent me 3 Ko-Fis last night because of the character limit, so thank you for those Ko-Fis. I wish to extend my condolence about my favorite fandom being used to slander yours. Lobotomy Corp should only be compared and look at this neat guy. Your neat guy is neat too, not by anything else, because it uses SCP as an inspiration. It's listed on the Steam page even. Though as a director of a site, and just something fun, I would wonder your thoughts on this creature. I hope your stream goes well. And just in case you're not aware of what I'm talking about, I'm referring to the tweet you used in the thumbnail on stream for Tuesday. Yes, so serial designation, trust me. I did not see anyone slandering SCP because of Lobotomy Corp, and there is no beef between the fandoms. The only beef there was in yesterday's stream was about the person who tweeted, they quote tweeted, someone power scaling SCP versus Lobotomy Corp, and they retweeted that tweet to say, oh man, SCP is nothing but power scalers and playground power scaling even. Which is not true and annoying. So we're not mad at Lobotomy Corp. We're mad at people who read the wiki, or who don't read the wiki, but then have opinions like they know so much about SCP. That's annoying. Double checking something real quick. Yeah. Derek, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a nice turducken on your way past the commissary. Site director, good to see you've been working long hours testing new cell phone tech, and maybe just Keter versus Keter again. Has the Foundation thought of a new mobile task force with other SCPs, just not 076? It gets angry too easy. It. Abel is not a he, it's an it, please. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. I see it now, thanks for the explanation, so in the end it's just rage bait. So the person posting about SCP is just a power scaling. That could be rage bait or that could be an uninformed person. I'm not sure. There are a lot of uninformed people out there. Now, what I think about power scaling in general, you know, I'm not that snooty. I enjoy Death Battle from time to time. There's some fun to be had in power scaling, but people take it too seriously. And when you take anything too seriously, you fuck it up for yourself and everyone else. That's all there is to it. People take SCP too seriously, and they fuck it up for themselves and everyone else. It is always the case that people take their fandoms too far and cause problems. So, power scaling things doesn't bother me that much as long as you're not getting crazy about it. I would donate, but I'm broke. Well, Nova Cat, you don't have to worry about that. We at Site 42 are supporting the SCP community, which is an arts project. And you know we know what starving artists are. So, yeah. As long as you're watching the videos and liking and commenting, as long as you're watching the streams and liking and chatting, as long as you are doing the like, share, subscribe dance, you are boosting YouTube's algorithm for Site 42 and you're helping us to grow the ranks so that we can continue even stronger support of the SCP community. That's how you become an honored member of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codename the Signal Boosters. So thank you for your service. Intern Sonder, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Snickers at the commissary. And since you didn't send a message, just simply thank you for your generosity. Philip November, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, the song is a reference to an SCP. Can't remember which one. The song is called It's a Fine Day. I'm not familiar with that song, therefore I did not realize you were quoting a song lyric. Simply my mistake. But I can take a quick peek and see what I find. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Doom, 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 doom. Is that the lyrics to 407? People are saying it's the lyrics to 407. But I'm not seeing those lyrics on the actual database. Can I get some confirmation on that? Otherwise, I don't see what you're talking about. Intern Brusso, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some horchata on your way past the commissary. Yo, Dr. Sherman, who wins? 1,000 gorillas or SCP-173? So my thought process is this. I never remember if 173 attacks animals. For some reason, maybe because there's so many canons and universes. I believe it does because the iPods, SCP-131, stop 173 when they look at it. So, if 173s can stop, or 131s can stop 173, that means animals can stop 173. But, okay, this is saying it kills any living thing, but that's an AI overview. We can't really trust that. It does attack 682, so other species. Well, let's do it like this. The gorillas would not be smart enough to keep their eyes on 173, although there are a lot of them, which means the odds are that they would keep eyes on it by accident. However, 173 is a concrete statue, and I am hesitant to think that a silverback gorilla could punch through concrete. I mean, we make their zoos out of concrete. And so if they can't break concrete, then they can't destroy the statue. Meaning, in the war of attrition, 173 wins. Unless someone can tell me that a 173 can punch through concrete, I believe 173 takes it. What do MTFs do? Eat hot chips, lie, and snuggle their blowhow. Right? Is that the reference? Oh, you're talking about mobile task forces, yes. So, in that case, they are task forces that are mobile. They are in the field. They travel to anomalies to contain them or destroy them, if last case scenario, or to contain other sorts of threats, or apprehend threats. Philip November, thank you for confirming It's a Fine Day is associated with 407, although can you tell me why it's associated with 407? Because I couldn't find those lyrics in 407. So you got me wondering why. it's in there. I mean, the song's in an unidentified language sung a cappella, so there's no lyrics that we can translate for that. So how would you even know that it's associated with that? You've got me even more confused now that I've looked at that part of the database. Intern Brusso, thank you for donating again. What about a T-Rex versus 173? Well, a T-Rex's vision is even worse than a pack of 1,000 gorillas, so 173 is going to have pretty much free reign to move. However, I mean, it couldn't necessarily reach the T-Rex's neck, but if it's willing to start at the ankles, then that T-Rex will be grounded and then it could do its job. So I'm still giving it to the T-Rex. Do you have a playlist for all the music you use on streams? Intern Librarian, as a matter of fact, we do. If you go on Spotify, you are going to find a playlist called Middle Distance by Slowgramming. That playlist is by friend of the channel Billith, SCP author, and the person behind the experimental music process, Slowgramming. And so you can check out the specific playlist we use on Spotify, Middle Distance by Slowgramming. You can also find all of their work on Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Oh dear fucking God. Nikki Knackle. What Desk is inferring, I am happy to just say outright. Desk and Agent Goose decided to prank me. They sent me a nice minute-long video recapping when I said I would eat a Bible if the Greek word upsilon is pronounced upsilon, because it's a stupid pronunciation. I've always pronounced it upsilon. But it's actually pronounced upsilon, against my will, because it's a stupid pronunciation. And so I said I would eat a Bible and go to Jesus land with Vor Jesus if that were the case. And they've helpfully bound and sent me a condimentless Bible for this exact purpose. So in approximately 1 hour, I'm supposed to try and eat this Bible on stream. Not going to like it. And I think you two are supreme motherfuckers. Derek, thank you for donating again. Director, we know the O5 and Ethics Committee both have their own personal mobile task forces. Does the founder or administrator have its own mobile task force? If so, what is their name? I do seem to remember on the mobile task force list, perhaps the administrator has a personal guard. Let me see if I can find this information. Mobile Task Force Resh 1. Codename, Seat of Consciousness. Mobile Task Force Resh 1 reports directly to the administrator, serving as a counterpart to Alpha 1 to balance the power of the O5 Council. There you go. Quick asked and answered. Alessa, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a spot of lavender tea on your way past the commissary. How do you feel about the SCP-9000? Mobile Task Force Village Idiots here would like to know. Well, SCP-9000 is a very useful facility when the works aren't gummed up with horrors from beyond our comprehension. Those D-Class were getting a lot of good work done, and I hope that facility is cleaned up and put back to proper use ASAP. Bouldergeist, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself one of those Scooby-Doo sandwiches on your way past the commissary. Can we beat SCP-173, 096, and 682 in 354? What do you mean, in 354? The Red Pool. I mean, the Red Pool is just going to keep throwing more monsters at us anyways. So that would make containing them a lot harder because we'd have more problems to deal with. I'm seeing a Ko-Fi notification from Amber here. Amber, thank you for what I think is your first donation to today's stream, and thank you for going through the Ko-Fi and saving those fees. We appreciate you making sure your donation goes as far as it can. Hey, Doc, a frickin' miniature Scranton reality anchor was found due to SCP-6386. Thought that might be of interest later. 6386, you say? Phenomenon affecting a small percentage of garage sales. Yes, this is the mission you were on. Uh-huh. A miniature Scranton reality anchor, standard Foundation issue, approximately 20 centimeters in length and 5 centimeters in circumference. Upon being turned on, it projects a beam of slightly green light that slightly increases the local Hume level. Alright, so it doesn't fully work, but it seems to work lightly. Maybe we can use this to get toward the Dark Math Films SCP Academy live-action pilots mobile Scranton reality ballasts, if we can reverse engineer some technology there. Intern Brusso, thank you for donating twice more. What is the weirdest SCP you have ever studied on? Hey, what's the weirdest SCP you studied on today? Just wondering, and I love your work. Well, thank you for appreciating our work, for sure. And the weirdest one we studied today is definitely SCP-4513, codename Pounded in the Butt with Moby Dick by my IRS W-2 form. Quite strange. Quite strange. Da-da-da-na-na-na. Da-na. Da-na-na-na. Da-da-na-na. Da-na. Mhm. 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 I need to refresh chat. It's being a little annoying here. The browser, not you guys. Although, for Desk and Goose, yes, you guys. Gamer77, thank you for donating a membership to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. We appreciate your generosity in building our ranks to win the battle against the white names. And if you got that membership from Gamer77, make sure to thank them for their generosity. Intern Brusso, thank you for donating again. I'm from the Mobile Task Force Nine-Talk Fox. I assume you mean Tailed Fox. The Super Chat keyboard is very glitchy. On my break, just want to stop by and see what is going on, Dr. Sherman. Well, if you're here for another hour, you're going to witness me having a very bad time. Thoughts on SCP-7004? Intern Ichizu. I am unfamiliar with that anomaly, but I will take a quick look to see what it is. I might even know it. It's just the designation. Ah, yes. The flesh monsters. Love the idea of your body spawning multiple bodies out of it. That is, in fact, quite a horrifying end-of-the-world scenario. My thoughts on that are thank every Jesus that we have in containment that that's not a scenario we have to deal with. I do not want 2 to 3 to 4 torsos coming out of my legs. It would make work very difficult. Boom, boom. Sherlock Holmes, why did we let 035 and 049 build a boat? What are you talking about? In no way did those anomalies do that. They are in containment. What are you talking about? Intern Brusso, thank you for donating again. Yeah, bored, so here, I hope you like the stuff we give you. I'm near 096 containment, I'm kind of scared. Hey, 096 is in containment. There are no photos of it near it. We know we've swept, so you're fine there. You're actually one of the safer places. Out in the world where there might be a random photo to fall upon, that would be a problem. Dr. Sherman, why are you so mean to us SCPs? Because you're supposed to be in containment. You are abnormal. I'm not mean to you. I'm just protecting humanity by keeping you locked up. And if you guys act up, well, you need to be disciplined for that. It's not mean. It's actually quite caring for you and for the populace out there. The Foundation is cold, not cruel. Dr. Golden, thank you for donating again. Theron, what are your thoughts on 5400-J? I'm unfamiliar with that by designation alone. Let me see what it looks like. Why did it do that? Code name, this page is classified. Enter credentials, insufficient clearance, fuck you. Well, fuck you. Excuse me. I'll have you know I have plenty of clearance. Bastard ass document, sass me. Very rude. Document, very rude. Orange Cloud, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a smoothie on your way past the commissary. What happens if you put a chunk of SCP-999 in the clockwork machine and set it to fine, or a chunk of 682 and set it to very fine? We don't test on organics, so we're not going to find out. Some terrible things can come from both of those scenarios. You would be surprised. Dr. Sherman, did we seriously get served dinosaur chicken nuggets for lunch? Well, if that's what you asked for, then yes. Don't be ungrateful if you asked for it. Intern Derek, thank you for donating again. Director, are there any groups of interest the Foundation watches a little more than others? Department of Abnormalities secures SCPs better, it seems. The Department of Abnormalities is 90%, at least on our database, abandoned facilities that used to contain anomalies. So no, they don't contain better than us. What are you talking about? I resent that remark. Furthermore, of course we watch some groups of interest more carefully than others. The Global Occult Coalition, while we don't exactly agree with their mission, at least they're trying to protect the world from the anomalous, same as us. They have a different method, we don't approve, but at least that's that. We know they'll maintain the veil. Are we cool yet, or Dr. Wondertainment are just out there making anomalies and having willy-nilly to do with the veil? So therefore, no, they are worse by far. Yes, we keep a closer eye on them. I recently read 8980 because people kept talking about it. Big mistake going in there blindly. Ooh, intern Vivian. Yeah, that's a rough one. I hope you at least check the content warnings like you were supposed to before reading it, because, whoa, that's a rough one. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. Also, don't you have the second most powerful set of credentials? The first belonging to those on the O5 Council? Yes, I am a level 4 classification, obviously, as a site director. Meanwhile, 5400-J has a level 4 classification, but only for the 5400-J project, which is probably the issue, but is usually easy overridden, but this is being a little rude, I would say. Intern Billy Boy. I've been that since day one. Slay. I see some new people are coming in, noticing the hair color change that haven't been here in a while. Yes, we went for tropical sunset this time. I think it looks quite fabulous, as you would currently see with your working eyeballs. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. What? Not respecting preferred pronouns is being mean. Listen, some kinds of mean are necessary when the fricking world is on the line. I'm sorry, I hurt the anomaly's feelings, but saved humanity. I think the scales are weighing pretty evenly. If someone survived the touch of SCP-049, would the person be an anomaly SCP-2, or would you just call them a lucky person? And what would you do with a person? If a person survived being touched by 049, they would not be considered lucky. They would be considered an anomaly and tested on. Obviously. Oh no, he did the funny number hand move. That was not that! That was weighing scales. Weighing scales. That's what that was. I know. No. No. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're saving humanity even though you should be destroying it to weaken it? Well, intern Nacho, in this universe, yes, because it isn't here. In that universe, we needed to do a Bending Bender Rodriguez and kill all humans, baby. But not all of them. Even then, we were killing most of the humans. But here, we're fine. That thing isn't around. You know, earlier when you talked about the 035 and 049 ship, when did they build a ship? Oh, Dr. Frogman. You are sailing for a failing grade. What SCP scares you the most? Intern Blizzard. It is a flip-flopping tie between that thing. Although I would say that is more of a disgust. Fear, I would go with 2718. Because if what comes after death is that, then, oh boy, not gonna be a good time. Did you dye your hair? Or did you DIY your hair? I did not DIY my hair. The site has a very capable stylist who does good work. Trust me, I would be so much better handled by a stylist than at all trying this myself. I am a containment specialist, not a hairstylist. Me and Eli are petitioning you for preferred pronouns. Eli is mainly just doing it for me. Lyris, no. There is no loyalty to the Foundation that you, as a satellite in the sky, could give us that would merit that. So no. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. Bleep, 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 bleep. P1, my first Fazbear entertainment-based military droid, touch I don't know what, and 1 random SCP cell open with the site opened. Touch I don't know what, and 1 random SCP cell open. That's, what the hell are you saying? What the hell are you saying? How many times have the SCPs tried to kill you? Intern Scott? Too many times. Too many times. Dr. Sherman, how's your leg doing, by the way? Haven't heard of that in months, so rehab is going well. I'm still having some trouble with the foot, but it is improving. Bit by bit, time over time, can't overdo it, and we'll be fine. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. 1 random SCP containment cell opened. But how? And which one? And why? What does that have to do with your, droid? A question, how do you do that spinning thing with your pen? Well, it's time for a pen spinning tutorial. You hold the pen between your fingers and you wiggle it back and forth. And once you wiggle it one way, you catch it with your finger and now it's in the next knuckle. Wiggle and catch. Wiggle, catch top, catch under, catch under. Top, top, bottom, bottom, top, top, bottom, bottom. Reverse it. Bottom, bottom, top, top, bottom, bottom, top, top. And so you start working on that, and you do it in one hand both ways. You do it in the other hand both ways, and eventually you've got it. Happy practicing. How do you pick comments to answer in the live chat? For the information of those chatters who are wondering, first off, if you donate, I have to answer. Obviously, if you gave money to the cause, you will immediately, or in order, get called out. So donos are a guaranteed answer, unless I don't know what you're talking about. There is always the case of that, so be clear in your donos. Then I look in the chat. Green names are easier to see than white names. They stand out. So green names get a little priority over white names. And at the end of the day, the most important thing when I'm looking at the chat is, does the question interest me? If I've seen it a million times, I might not answer it because it's not a fun, interesting topic. If you give me something fun to talk about, I am more likely to answer your query. Because at the end of the day, what you guys say gives me something to work off of to be entertaining in the stream. So if you're boring, then I'm boring. So therefore, I gotta look for the diamonds of interest. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. It touched a random button on my console. Okay, that makes more sense. And I don't know why my console has those permissions. And that makes sense. I don't know why either. That's very not good. Well, get that damn door closed after putting whatever was in it back. Dr. Sherman, can we have a pet kangaroo on site? No. There's no reason to put that into the budget. The care and feeding and the medical for people it boxed would be unuseful to Foundation goals. Desk, that Bible ASMR mukbang comment was not really needing of deletion, I believe. Although I know you're having a conversation with Mr. Gog that I believe Mr. Gog is missing. Mr. Gog, please pay attention to the moderator. This goes for everyone. The moderator has a blue name. Desk should not be ignored at your own peril. If you see a blue message, make sure he's not talking to you. How do you change your hair every video? I don't. It's been this way for several weeks now. You just need to catch up and watch more so you're on the ball. Question mark Bible mukbang. It's been a while, but at the beginning of the stream, you'll see what happened. The long story short is that one time I made a bet, I lost the bet, and I bet that I would eat a Bible if someone bound a Bible for me to eat, as that would get me swallowed whole by Vor Jesus, SCP-5991, and sent to the theme park Jesus Land that resides in its stomach. And so now I have to do that because they actually went and bound a Bible. Absolute mad lads. How would one get clearance to visit SCP-3307? I don't know. Why do you want to? What are you going to do to the poor bastard? You going to ask for hot coffee? That's got to sting. You going to ask for, I don't know, some sort of... You going to ask for a pineapple? You going to ask for a pineapple? Is that what you're going to do? You sick fuck? I would like an authorization to SCP-294, please. How would I go about that? Intern Blizzard, 294 has been transported to Site-115 for its rotation throughout the break rooms of different sites so that it can get used by the staff for morale purposes. So you have to wait until it comes back. Nah, I just want to give the guy a break. Just ask for room temperature milk. Intern Fan. You can get room temperature milk elsewhere and just leave it alone. You can go to the commissary right now and get that. Just leave 3307 alone. Guy's got it rough enough. How do SCP-001 proposals get written up from the community standpoint? Is an opportunity granted to those trusted writers on the wiki dot. So, once you have joined the SCP Wiki, and you are a member, you are allowed to write SCPs. Now, if they stay on the site, that's up to the community vote. And so if you write a quality SCP and the community agrees, it stays. If you write an SCP and the community disagrees, it goes away. 001 proposals are just granted a higher level of scrutiny due to the slot being considered important. So 001s are typically SCP stories that are about the founding of the SCP Foundation, the first anomaly they ever found. Very important SCP entities that we contain. End of the world scenarios get in there a couple times. Fundamental truths about our universe that we don't quite understand but we contain for reasons can be a 001. 001s are typically just more important and therefore are judged on a more strict manner. It is wholly possible for someone to come off the street, join the site, and their first article be a 001. It's just not likely because writing skill takes time and practice. You're more likely to write some successful SCPs before you write your 001. Who would win, 343 or 682? It's a draw. They can't perceive each other. There's no fight. I'm going to ask 3307 for hydrofluoric acid. I'm going to demote you to D class for being a douchebag. Thanks to whoever gave me this promotion while I was away. 369, you got one of those lucky donated memberships. Congratulations. Would Dr. Gerald in a plane cause an XK class event? Well, a plane crash would not necessarily cause an XK event, but it would be very destructive. That is true. How do you become a member of SCP Wiki? I have an SCP already written, want to add it before my SCP's number gets taken. Intern Zim. If you are not a member of SCP Wiki, then having a pre-written SCP might be a detriment to your plans. And that's because for new SCP authors, I'll tell you how to join the site in a minute, but just know, for most first SCPs, it is a quasi-requirement to get your idea greenlit. The greenlight process is when the SCP chat moderators on the wiki, the greenlight team, look at your article or look at your idea for an article before you write it, and they greenlight whether it sounds like a good idea or a bad idea. You don't want to waste a lot of time on a underthought concept. So they greenlight, they tell you what, if you sounds like you got your head on your shoulders, before you start the writing process, waste some time. Now, let's say you skip that because you are super confident. You still need to make sure you go through the critiquing process, either through the SCP Critique Forum, in which SCP staff will look over your article, tell you what you got wrong and what you need to fix, or you need to talk to SCP authors that you know and are friendly with, who will critique your article on a friend-to-friend basis, or talk to other people maybe who you know are trustworthy and good writers, and it helps if they're fans of SCP, because then they would know the format and understand how to help you with that. Even getting critique from non-SCP authors, just random people you know, can be risky because they might not be good writers themselves, so they don't know how to help you. So you gotta balance your scales here. But once you go through the proper greenlight critique process and you write several drafts and you get it cleaned up, then you would go on to submission. Be careful about this, because if you post too many failed articles because you didn't put in the proper effort and process, you end up with a reputation for bad posting, and people are going to look at your articles with disdain before you even just by seeing your name next to it. And so if you have a reputation for bad writing, it'll make it harder for you to succeed on the wiki. Similar to how SCP authors with good reputation get a bit of grace when they post. They actually get a little more credit than they possibly should in some cases, because they've already got a good reputation. It's a part of group projects. We all got to get used to it. But finally, if you want to join the SCP Wiki, you go to the homepage of SCP Wiki, and in the upper corner, there's a sidebar. And on that sidebar is the Getting Started Zone. The Getting Started Zone with your guide for newcomers. Join the site. Contribute. Frequently asked questions in Universe Hub is where you're going to go to start the process of joining the wiki and learn how to do what you got to do there. So, good luck. Happy writing. How many nukes does the Foundation have in its arsenal? Intern Isosceles, it depends on the canon. In some canon, we have retired on-site nuclear weapons decades ago, and so we don't use those anymore. But in some universes, it is one in every site, so you gotta balance your different canons there. I wrote an SCP. If I share the link to the document, will you review it, please? Intern Blizzard, I will not. I am sorry. If I said yes to that, I would have to say yes to everyone else who submitted, and I would never have time to do anything else because I would be constantly fielding SCPs, prospective SCPs. So I only look at SCPs that have gone on the wiki and have survived the initial community vote. So probably about 3 days after your SCP is posted on the site, if it survives and it's now canon, that's when I check it out. I see people talking about this motherfucking Bible I have to eat. We are about 30 minutes from that time. You monsters. I just saw an Among Us streamer in a game with SCP-5167. I'm not kidding. And how do we contain that thing? Forward your source to the Artificial Intelligence Applications Department. They will get one of their artificial intelligence constructs to take down the server hosting that game, and Thonas will move on to the next one, and we'll take that one down too. It's just a repeated minute. Wow, Dr. Sherman, I can't believe you attacked junior researcher Roger Radcliffe on September 12, 2018 in Site-42's Breakdown. I did no such thing. I was cleared of any wrongdoing. I didn't do it. SCP-7777 clears me of any wrongdoing. Oh, thank you. How does one eat a Bible? Like, it can't taste good. It has to be painful to eat, especially hardcover ones. Well, yes, intern, your name is many, many letters. In fact, I don't know why anyone would do that either. But if it is not a Bible that was produced in conjunction with us and the church, where we install, I think it's 0.3 milliliters of honey into the binding of every Bible that's printed, that way they have a condiment and therefore don't count for the anomaly. If someone makes their own Bible and eats it, then there's Vor Jesus, SCP-5991, ready to swallow you whole and send you to the Jesus Land theme park. Attention Containment Hazard Assessment Team. All members. Might I remind you that our moderator desk is on the second day of quitting smoking. If you are unfamiliar with how people who are quitting smoking act, let me inform you they are quite grouchy. If you push our moderator's buttons, you're going to end up in trouble. Keep an eye on the blue name in the chat and make sure you are not in the crosshairs. Dog Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to get yourself a cruller on your way past the commissary. My book caught fire. Did I mention that the book is completely frozen in ice and in a room that is absolute 0 degrees Kelvin? Well, that's not the first. That is definitely not the first fire in a cold room we've seen before. I mean, there's fire underwater all the time. This is not shocking. I mean, there's a reason we put it in that room in the first place to try and get it to stop burning. Pay attention. Feels, thank you for your 7-month member message as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hatsune Miku is possessing the smart fridge again. At least the break room will have good music for a little bit. Okay, just engage a Faraday fencing around that fridge, and we will try to move it into a proper cage along the way. Intern Feltner, I am honored to be your favorite YouTuber. We're doing our best in these streets. Remember that the flying hand spider what? Intern Jared, remember what about it? Has that tree finally screamed, no, Intern Raiden? It is not. But it will. Have some patience. Damn, the SCP Foundation still has you on shift. Hope they're paying you overtime. Intern, nope. Researcher Hufflepuff. I am not on shift right now. This is after hours. I'm doing my office hours to the benefit of you, the Foundation. That is all. So, yes. I believe someone's trying to make an SCP animated series, but I forgot their name. Well, you could be thinking about Just Alice on YouTube. You could be thinking of Voidy Arts on YouTube, and you could be thinking of Some Studios on YouTube. That is 3 different animated show teams. Intern 049. Looking at a photograph of 173 does not stop it from moving at all. Therefore, it will not save you from a 173 scenario. Just a Factory, thank you for your 6-month member message as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Now I have dragon scales as well as my wings. Cool. Evolution continues, I guess. Dr. Sherman, I remember seeing ads for an SCP movie, but a month later, any talk of the movie vanished. Well, that could have been a joking production by Vikander Need Technical Media, aka Victim, a group of interest that deals in television media. I believe I would not be shocked if they tried to premiere an SCP movie and we managed to contain them. But there's also the SCP Containment Breach, the movie, that the short film version just dropped on YouTube on the Keter Labs YouTube channel. And if they succeed with enough engagement and funding in their upcoming Kickstarter, they will try to make a feature film of SCP Containment Breach, the movie. So when that comes up, I hope you are ready to help them up. Do you consider Candlelight Cove an SCP? Intern Mitch, first of all, it's called Candle Cove. Candlelight Cove is something else. Second, Candle Cove is an anomaly, but it's not an SCP because it is not on the SCP database. And so, therefore, it is anomalous, but not an SCP. Now, you might, if you are a fan of Candle Cove, be interested in an SCP that goes by the name Cragglewood Park, SCP-2571. Cragglewood Park is a, pretty spooky SCP. I would highly recommend 2571 if you are a Candle Cove and other creepypasta enjoyer. 2571, codename Cragglewood Park. What if 4999 gave me 500 cigarettes? You must be quite dead for that to be the case. So we're sorry for your loss. Can I join the security department? Intern Brad, you will be promoted to security once you have fulfilled the qualifications thereof. Continue your education and fitness and other requirements for security, and then we will talk. Could you kill the peanut with a lava while looking at it? What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean, a lava? What is a singular lava? Lava is a fluid. It is not something that is a singular of anything. You're already confusing me, but how would you deposit lava onto the statue while trying not to blink? Tell me this story. Tell me your plan. This seems foolhardy. And yet, regardless, we wouldn't destroy the sculpture because then we couldn't study it anymore. So there is no plan to decommission it or any other anomaly. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. Okay, I finally figured it out. It was the door to the gender-switching stone, and a researcher tried to smuggle it to Dr. Plague's room. They were stopped before that, and it was returned to its cell. What a silly plan. SCP-049 is currently allowed to have the gender-switching stone. Why would this researcher Okay, so we're going to court-martial that researcher for trying to break the rule about fraternizing with anomalies. Done. Dr. Sherman, regarding the geese keeping interns from clocking out early, are the Canadian geese anomalous in any way, or are they just naturally that angry? Intern Mitch, the anomalous geese are anomalous. They are sentient geese. They are there with a mission, and they will do that mission. Yes. Mr. Pineapple, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. What gender is SCP-999? It is a literal slime. It does not have any gender markers. It is a ball of goo. Java Name, welcome to stream and thank you for gifting 20 memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. We appreciate your extreme generosity helping us build the rank of green names to help us win the battle against the white names. If you got one of those randomized memberships given to you, make sure to thank Java Name for their generosity. Who will win, a clone trooper or the doctor? What? That is very coffee baby versus hydrogen bomb coded, isn't it? One clone trooper with a gun versus the most versatile, paradox-ridden, time-traveling bastard alien that ever lived? Come on now. Cyrus the Weirdo shows up 5 seconds after being gifted a membership. What a coincidence. You should thank Java Name for that membership you're wearing right now. Is SCP-999 edible? Well, yes, Intern Blitz, but here's the deal. It tickles you. Do you really want to be tickled all the way through your guts for the amount of time it takes to digest that goo? That would be very uncomfortable. It's as big as a couch. Yes, SCP-999 is in fact 2 meters by 1 meter, 6 foot by 3 foot. It is a couch of slime. So, yes, you're definitely not going to eat all of it. Your stomach would burst. Wouldn't eating a minnow also tickle you all the way to your guts? So, a minnow, as a small fish, might wriggle, which could emit a tickling sensation. But this is a biological activation from the 999 solution, which would cause, similar to caspacin causing a spice reaction, a tickle reaction. So, no, it's not the same as swallowing a squirming fish. In fact, it is much more so a biological reaction to the 999 solution, which would be a lot more potent than that. Is there any merch of SCP-999? If you go into the Site 42 support link, which is beacons.ai/site42, or it is pinned in the chat and description of this stream, there you will find a link called scpstore.org. And the SCP Store is a joint venture between several SCP content creators, run by James of Forlorn Foundry. And James is also a plush designer and merchant manufacturer, knower guy. And so there are SCP-999 plushies on that website for you. Have you ever drank the Youth River? Intern commenter. The answer is no. It is reserved for overseers. What is SCP-999's chemical makeup? If we knew that, it wouldn't be anomalous. I mean, it still would be anomalous, but no, we're not exactly sure what its chemical makeup it is. It has several things that we can't identify. I've always wanted to know this. If other anomalies that look at 096 will he it? I mean, don't lecture me, please. Well, thank you for correcting yourself. Attack them. Yes, SCP-096 will attack anomalies as long as they have eyes and can recognize faces and see its face. So yes, we will not show 096 to any anomalies either. Why do people think 999 is a he? It is a general bias of our overall somewhat misogynistic culture, that something that is without gender is assumed to be a he, except for objects that are assumed to be she's. And I'm wondering what the balance is there culturally. I'm actually curious about that. Why are some things he but some things she? Because, whoa, oh, I get it. Because the things that are called she are like cars or boats. They are objects, but the things that are assumed to be he's are always living anomalies. Therefore, they are treated like men until proven otherwise. It doesn't matter. They're all objects anyways. They are its. Oh no, Dr. Frogman, you're leaving so close to the time of my disdain. Get some good sleep and you can watch the VOD tomorrow. Because we are currently 15 minutes from this fucking Bible mukbang. My absolute hatred. Dr. Sherman, how does one get better at handwriting? My students keep roasting my handwriting. Well, I'm not a handwriting coach by any means, but I do believe that you can practice handwriting. You can practice tracing some examples of good handwriting in order to get your muscles used to that repetition to the point of internalizing it. Researcher Last, thank you for donating again. To your question on my birthplace, no, born in the South. I don't remember asking that, but this has been a very long stream. So that, and I've also been very stressed out over what's going to happen in 14 minutes. What if the SCP Wiki was made by the Foundation as a way to hide themselves? If this is true, do you believe the real Foundation is bigger, is smaller than what the Foundation is framed in the Wiki? Intern Epsilon, a reminder, we do not at all pretend the Wiki is real. We drop kayfabe when that question is asked because we don't want people stabbing their friend because Slender Man told them to. So we do not pretend to be real, we break kayfabe for that. And that includes the, oh, what if the Wiki is a front for the real Foundation? That is just a thing we keep clean so that we are not infecting the minds of those who would do bad things with that idea lodged in their head. There's a German thing called the Elkornig, where if it touches you, you will die like 049, but it just leaves the body after it dies. Plague Doctor, I feel like I recognize that name. Ta-da-da. Elkrinage is the pronunciation. If I put this in the database search, is anything going to come up? Experiment log 1250 mentions the poem Der Erlkönig. The Halloween Watch is a tale that mentions that entity. The tale possible kill screen seems like it might have someone with that code name. His mighty snail lordship mentions that entity. SCP-8082, codenamed the Wild Hunt, seems like it's talking about that. So yes, that is mentioned multiple times on the database if you want to look into it. Do the Greek gods exist? Intern Prather. Yes, multiple of them are in containment. We're containing Aphrodite, although that's their dead name. I forgot what their new name is. I think it's like Taylor. We contain Hephaestus's workbook, but not Hephaestus itself. We contain Hera, but Hera stays willingly. And we contain one more in Portugal. Was it Hera in Portugal? SCP Portugal, Greek goddess. Tyche. Tyche is contained in Portugal. So yes, they are around, and they are many of which contained. Dr. Frogman, are you correct that the new name is Isaac? That would be good to know. Yeah, it's been a while since I looked at that on the database, so I just simply did not remember. Yes, you are correct, Dr. Frogman. Aphrodite is now known as Isaac, so yes. And by the way, some of you might say, okay, why are we referring to anomalous entities by their real names and pronouns in situations like these? Well, that entity is, how you say, a deity that could snap its fingers and snuff us out. So yeah, keeping them contained willingly on their good side is part of the containment there, and that's one of the exceptions to where we would use their preferred pronouns instead of an its. Many anomalies are not capable of harming us or escaping because of that, therefore it's not an issue. Intern dis name. Do not assume what I have or haven't seen. This is the first time I'm seeing your name, and your request is denied. Especially since you're being sassy. Do not assume. There's 100 of you in here. What do you think? How do I know when I'm gifted a membership? I'm not asking for it. I'm just curious. I didn't see an answer the last time I asked. Intern Renegade Gaming. If you are a member, then your name in the chat when you type has the color green and a membership badge of Dr. Sherman doing finger guns next to it. In the chat right now, look at Dr. Frogman and Aoki, and you will see green name badge. If you do not have a green name and a badge, you are not a member. Not by doing so yourself or being gifted one. Z Soul, thank you for joining Site 42 staff. Welcome to the team. Thank you for subscribing. Site 42 staff. May I remind you, before this process begins, what we are doing for this end of stream and why we are doing for this end of stream. Oh, I accidentally hit play on YouTube. Go back to what I was doing. Play for real. You believe it's pronounced Oopsilon? Oopsilon. Desk. Really? I swear to God if you're right. And by swear, I mean to 4 Jesus, SCP-5991. That I will go to Jesus land if I am wrong about this. Fucking damn it! No! No, I don't want to eat a Bible! Apparently Google says it's Oopsilon. How the hell would it be pronounced Oopsilon? That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. To be Oopsilon or Ipsilon, but not Upsilon, you go straight to hell. This is so annoying. No, I need to eat the entire Bible without condiments. Start printing a Bible for me. And then bind it, and then... Son of a bitch.
I'm always watching.
Do you know what I fucking hate? The taste of my own medicine. Okay, with 25 minutes left in the stream, I don't want to touch it. It's gross. Agent Goose, I know you're watching. Bring me some wet paper towel for my fingers. I still need to control this stream, and I can't do it if my hands are sticky. Son of a... All right. We are going to just... I'm not even going to open the Bible. I'm not even going to open the pages. I'm just going to bite it from the corner and try and work my way through. This might be a terrible idea. This might be the only way to do this. You know what? Let me start by this paper. Okay, actually that's a lot easier than I thought it would be. Slimy at the end. And not like the grubs in The Lion King. It's not slimy yet satisfying. It's just slimy. All right, what does this taste like? Okay. Here goes nothing. That's so sticky. Why? Man, that's stuck on my lip. The original Pibble, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get something better to eat from the commissary than a Bible. However, I can't wash your belly right now. I am currently in the middle of something. This is the worst. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do to successfully eat this Bible is I'm going to have to eat away enough of the cover to expose the word of the Lord and then tear away the word of the Lord and eat those individually because it's too hard to bite through the lot of the word of the Lord. So let me... Desk, since Agent Goose hasn't answered me yet, can you inform Agent Goose of the help I need so I can continue to successfully stream while doing this? Intern Pug, go back like 5 minutes. I told you why I'm having to eat this Bible at the end of the bet. Son of a... Nah. I hate this for me. I see. Okay. Caught up. I have to wait 5 minutes for backup. Great. Love that for me. I hate how it sticks to my fingers. I hate this a lot. This texture is not great. Intern Fritz. This is obviously a religious experience of sorts, but of sorts that I'm not pleased with. All right. I gotta eat the front cover, and then I gotta go page by page. So let's just get a big chunk of this and get it done quick. All right, we're speed running this now. No holds bar. Oh. Do you believe in God? Intern Fredbear, which God? There are 5 G'I in containment, one of which I'm about to summon. Intern Swag. This is related to SCP 5991. And my hubris. All right, and once I peel, I can do the paper that way. Okay, we're making our way downtown. We're walking fast. There are faces to pass, but we're homebound. Do you think the leather is a good source of protein? Well, I would assume, intern user, yes. That's just basically beef jerky. I was about to say I've lost control of my right hand since it's now sticky from doing this and I can no longer use my mouse. But really at this point, I've lost control of my entire life.
Really, you sound like Stu Pickles making chocolate pudding for Angelica at 3 in the morning because he's lost control of his life.
That's exactly what's happened here. Thank you for the aid. Now I can use a mouse again.
Look, here comes the consequence.
Get out of here.
Consequences of my actions chasing me.
Get. The SCP-5991 ritual I do not think has been recorded, let alone streamed on YouTube. Honestly, if the information about how to summon Vorjesus got out to the general public, do you know how many people would do this as a challenge? It would be really hard to contain if that happened. Oh no, we're doing the Bible eating challenge. Hope Vorjesus doesn't come and swallow us whole. Let's check it out, fam. No. Yep, that was too much at once. Oh, that's not pleasant. I'm going to be fully honest. There are not enough people donating and becoming members for what I'm going through for you right now. Office hours, my ass. Motherfucking. All right. I am not certain that I can make it to the end of this Bible on stream in a feasible time frame. Amber, I see your Ko-Fi notification and I appreciate you. Unfortunately, I can't check it right now because of my sticky hands. But I appreciate you regardless. How are you eating a Bible? Painfully, annoyedly. Oh man, sympathy, dono, my stomach aches. Desk, thank you for telling me what Amber said in the donation I can't look at because of your horrendous plan. Shouldn't you eat a Bible with a Bibble? You horrendous mahogany bastard. How many Hawaiian shirts do you have? Intern librarian, an embarrassing amount. Are you being held at gunpoint to eat a Bible? Intern Fritz, the only thing holding me at gunpoint is my pride. I said I would eat the Bible and summon SCP-5991 if I was wrong. And I was wrong. A mukbang of biblical proportions destroyer, you. That is clever. He made an oopsilon. I will carve notches into you with my keys. A biblically accurate mukbang. Also very annoyingly clever, Chesta Factory. I will try to answer some questions while I do this, because this is taking for goddamn ever. And obviously by goddamn, I mean 5991, since that's who we are attempting to summon right now. Nicavo Shermacado. Ouch, Jester. Ow. Is it crunchy? Well, it starts crunchy. You can hear the crinkle. But then it melts in your mouth and becomes a sticky mass of bleh. Gotta go back to the family mission. Good luck. Thank you, Amber. The VOD will be here. I'm making enough progress on this that probably will get it done. Despite my protestations. Watch the tree scream while Sherman is in Jesus land. I would be so mad. If I miss 4521 screaming for this, oh my. Someone's gonna get a broken leg. Ah. Why did the people who write the Bible be so long spoken? You said so much, you could have said so little. Ah. The tree screams in victory as Dr. Sherman is dragged away. I swear. Just bite into it. Oh, I tried. No. The density of the paper is such that when you bite it, you can't get through it all. Think of it like scissors. So you've got to tear it first. It looks like cotton candy. It does not taste like cotton candy. All right, I've got to eat some of these sugared. I got to eat some of the leather so I have some more saliva to keep doing this. What is that you're eating? Intern Ivan, due to losing a bet, I have to eat an entire freshly printed and bound Christian Bible without condiments in order to summon Vor Jesus, who will then swallow me whole and take me to the Jesus Land theme park in its stomach. It's an abandoned theme park, so it's not a really good, it's not a very good theme park. Ugh. Just for future reference, what is your personal opinion on jesters? They are pretty cool, actually. They got to speak truth to power. What was the bet you lost? It wasn't even that cool, man. I've just been pronouncing the word upsilon as the word upsilon my entire life. And it turns out that I live in a Mandela affected universe, apparently, where it's actually pronounced oopsilon. Who the hell pronounces it oopsilon? God, ram it. Come on. Ah. The Bible is making him have more demons. That is accurate. No. God, ram it. I gotta separate out the paper so I can. Mwah. How much do I hate desk? Let me count the ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still hate 5. All right. Sticky fingers, do your job. Sticky fingers. Chat, do you think a demon could eat a Bible? I don't think so. I do not believe that fits together. I need a recap. What happened? Why are you eating? What are you? Well, I'm the site director of the SCP Foundation's Site 42. I'm eating a Bible because I lost a bet. And I have to summon Vor Jesus, SCP-5991. Eat a bit of this for flavor. At least the leather tastes like something. Ugh. That doesn't seem pleasant to eat. You think? There are 12,000. There are 1,200 pages in the Bible. if the word hate was written at 1 nanometer on every single page, back to front, it would not equal 1% of the hate that Dr. Sherman has for Desk at the moment. Accurate. You meant, what are you trying to do? Intern Bean. By eating this Bible, I summon SCP-5991, codename Vor Jesus, who is then going to swallow me whole and teleport me to the Jesus Land theme park in its stomach. All right, what if we pull that there? I'm gonna have to break that. I hate Desk. I don't hate Desk. I hate Desk. Oh, no, give me a sec. Oh. Oh. Oh, boy. Oh, wait a minute. That's not bueno. Oh, get out of there. I got a little too much in my mouth, and it turned into a very solid piece that was very hard to chew. Where did I stop? Did I stop on I hate Desk or I don't hate Desk? For Jesus is going to get you. Yes, that's the point. Researcher last. Good. I stopped on hate. That's the true answer. That's the true run. Dr. Sherman, will we call you Sherm the Worm? Well, I do seem quite bookworm-ish right now. Is there a Quran flavor? I do not believe that there is a Vor. I don't know. I don't think that religion has the same thing going on. You would have to check SkipNet. Right now I can't because my hands are extremely sticky. Is that plastic? No. It is a very thin kind of paper. Which, thankfully, I'll give Desk credit. At least he used a kind of paper that's not the worst at this. But the credit is not very much. Not very much credit at all. You shit. You shitty, shitty shit. Oh, it's stuck on my lip. Oh. What are your thoughts on the floating hand spider? Mr. Scoville, Did you see the new Site 42 animated of the floating hand spider? Because we just dropped that, I think, yesterday. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Oh. You know how you can't fold a piece of paper in half more than 7 times? Because then it becomes too thick to fold? So that's what's happening here when I chew on the paper. If I chew it into a amount that's tight enough, it gets really hard to chew. Didn't think I would be watching this today or any day for a matter. I didn't either. Fucking desk. Fucking Agent Goose. Fucking bastards. Would Dr. Sherman eating a Bible be a good emote for the channel? Well, now that it's happened, I guess. Fuck. Does holy water count as a condiment? Unfortunately, probably. I don't want to go through all this effort just to find out I did it wrong, so I'm not going to risk that. As an emote, you have to suggest it to junior researcher Sally, because Sally can put that on the list. We're keeping the emotes through one artist to make it all thematic and clean. But if you want to draw it for Fan Art Friday, I guess it's a subject of conversation now. Get off that binding! Get off that binding! Why is that binding so tough? Get out of there! It's stuck on my fingers! Reminder of my hate desk. My absolute burning hatred. And you know, desks, famously made of wood. You'd think they wouldn't like fire or any sort of burning. And yet this is what you're doing? This is what you're doing? Hey, I just did what my boss said to do. I will throw you in a wood chipper like 1609. Okay. I'm sorry, that was a little far. Just really not in a good mood right now. Son of a bitch. I hate this shit. Why the fuck do I work at this facility? Nope, my browser went gone again. Chat, come back. I can't do this alone. Does O5 know about this? Was this approved? The O5 do not need to be notified of staff wanting to visit Jesus Land. You're allowed to do it since it's safe to come back from. Now, this isn't exactly that because I don't want to go. Give me a minute. I'm gonna watch the rest in the VOD tomorrow. Good night, chat. Good night, Dark Red. Yeah. I thought this would take me like 20, 30 minutes. I underestimated how much fucking paper Desk put in this goddamned Bible. And by damned, by God, in this case, I mean SCP-3305 Bread Jesus, because it would be very nice if this were eating bread right now. That would be much more pleasant. Why did I scroll on to Dr. Sherman eating paper? I lost a bet months ago, and I said I would eat a Bible and go to Jesus land by being swallowed whole by SCP-5991, who is summoned by eating an entire Bible without condiments. However, I didn't actually think it would happen. I thought it was a funny joke. I laughed. Ha ha ha! It was so funny at the time. And then we forgot about it because it wasn't important or real or really going to happen. What is the bread Jesus? Intern Poppy. SCP-3305, codename Bread Jesus, is a Jesus made out of, like, bread. Like, holy loaves of bread connected to make a body. But, and, like, blood for wine. Wine for blood. But, you have to, like, do this very complicated ritual and burn a virgin alive to summon Bread Jesus. So it's not great to summon Bread Jesus. Ow. Tear, you bastard. Tear. You made the binding so powerful. You shit. At least that part tastes like something. I swear, if I shit a library tomorrow, I'm ending you. Get. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again to say I would have made a fake Bible cake prop for this. I would have too. I would have too. I just want you guys to know, I literally was not informed this was happening. Dr. Sherman is just as surprised as you. No, don't go away. If I don't eat the whole thing, it doesn't count. Wait a minute. No, I'm not doing this for nothing. Come back here. Don't run away from me. Bitch. I didn't know this was on the docket for the day. I came in here to talk about some funny numbers, some spooky anomalies. Desk, thank you for gifting a membership to the Containment Hazard Assessment team during this bullshit. SCP-5091, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself something better than a Bible to eat at the commissary. Rachel Bateman, thank you for your 2-month membership as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again to say, ooh, what have you got there? It's a freaking You know what it is. Dr. Sherman, what was the first SCP you knew? Mine was 6424, aka the Vampire Boat. Mr. Scoble, I don't remember the first SCPs I knew because it was over 12 years ago. I do not remember how I found out about SCP. It's too many amnestics over the years. So is the correct document for Bread Jesus SCP-3305? Yes, Poppy T. That is the correct designation for Bread Jesus. Will eating that hurt your stomach? I really don't know, Rachel Bateman. I really don't know. You mind sharing? No, angels, we're not sharing. If I don't eat the whole thing, then I don't complete the ritual. There's still good food in Jesus land. Researcher Last, I think you're lying. Or incorrect, uninformed. That park has been, pardon me, oh, that was weird. That park has been abandoned for seemingly years, if not decades. There's not much in the name of food there that's not rotten. If you eat that, you'll be immortal to SCP-096. That's not how that works. First of all, I would not be shocked that if you ate a Bible without condiments and you ended up in SCP-096's, 5991's stomach, and then looked at a picture of 096's face, there are only two things that could happen. Three things that could happen. Number one, you might stay in Vor Jesus' stomach until the day you die if you just stayed there. Maybe 096 could not figure out how to get in there. But 096 can sense where you are. And if it can sense where you are, it might be able to sense the fact that if it eats a Bible, then it would also be teleported to you. Meaning that it would get you. Or it would run around being annoyed it couldn't get to you until someone else ate a Bible, and then Vor Jesus would appear. And if 096 was close enough, it could jump down Vor Jesus' throat and get there, and get you. Or you would leave, and it would get you. Starting to get pulp delirious. Every single stream this man does a Vor mention. Hey, I can't stop the fact that Vor Jesus exists, no matter how much I want to. Should I eat a Bible tomorrow, chat? I think it's a terrible idea. What did I miss? I just got here. What is he eating? For those who are just showing up to stream, months ago, I made a bet that was very funny, and when I lost, I said I would eat a Bible without condiments, which would summon SCP-5991, codenamed Vor Jesus, who would swallow me whole and transport me to Jesus Land, the theme park in its stomach. And I thought it was a funny ha-ha joke. Until Desk sent me a Bible. I am in Misery. I love pizza, yum. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Guys, if you still have questions, go back 30 seconds in the chat. I just answered the question of what I'm doing right now and why. Go back in the VOD. I'm not going to say it again right now. Maybe in another 10 minutes, although I'm getting down to the limit here. Motherfucker. Here's the binding. Ugh. Stickiest fucking Bible I've ever seen. Eat the rest like a taco. Oh! Oh, man. Oh, man. The combination of textures of the cover and the page at the same time is not great. Never mind. Everyone who's like, I'm about to leave. Oh, no, you're almost done? All right, we'll wait for the end then. Fucking damn it. I'm trying, guys. I'm doing my best. I was supposed to be off stream 20 minutes ago. I have been eating this Bible for 40 minutes. Why? Why is it chewy and then it crinkles? Why? How the fuck did we even discover Vor Jesus? Who ate a Bible? Like what? Listen, I don't know, man. I do not think the SCP-5991 document has a discovery log. Going in, I can't stop now. I came for the funny numbers, stayed to watch Dr. Sherman eat a Bible. Yep, that tracks. He could have stopped. He could have stopped minutes ago. Intern Zim. A man or woman or anyone is nothing without their pride and their word. If this bed is made, I have to sleep in it. But I'm going to curse desk for every single minute that I'm going through this. You motherfucker! It's awful. Awful, I say. This is the remaining. So gross. You know what? Emotional Support 999 was a good idea. Chester Factory. That's actually a very good idea. Why have I never heard you swear so much in one video, Dr. Sherman? Do you see what's going on? Oh, God. Uber driver Jesus, SCP-029-J. Uber driver Jesus, save me and get me out of here. Fuck him. Devin O'Brien, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Just got here, what's up? I lost a bet. I bet I would eat a Bible, summon SCP-5991, and get swallowed into the theme park in its stomach. And I lost the bet. And so I'm doing this. $369 Destroyer, thank you for donating again. Wait, 5 GZI fit this church? Coincidence? Oh, I really don't like that. I really don't like that. The leather's stuck in my teeth. I cannot do this in one bite. No, Fritz. No. This is too much. This is horrifying. This is bad. No. I can't do that. This is like 3 or 4 bites. I'm almost there, guys. Fucking... No. My drink is right there, but it's a condiment. Ugh. Fucking Bible. You will be defeated. We're at 2 more bites. We're there. His drink is right there. I was in hell looking at heaven. Not bad. You've got the mood here. Oh. Ow. Ah, ground my teeth a little bit. T-2. For Drowsy and Yellow, good to see you at the grand finale. A couple months ago, when we were doing a mobile task force ranking, and I said Upsilon as a mobile task force, and people were like, oh no, it's actually pronounced Oopsilon. And I thought you were trolling me, so I said, if it's Oopsilon, then I'll eat a Bible and go to 5991's Vor Jesus' Jesus Land. And I turned out to be wrong. It was actually pronounced Oopsilon. The translators all say so. And I thought, fa ha ha, it's a funny joke. A funny joke. But now, after I've forgotten about it for so long, Desk presents me with a home-bound Bible. And no condiments to be seen. And this is the last bite of that fucking Bible. We've been here for an hour. All right. Get the sticky off of my hands. Zagom, thank you for your first donation. Get something to eat from the commissary. I can't tell you what right now. I can't think about food. This is the worst. And if you're stuck with 2747, I can't even help you. I don't even remember what that is right now. I don't even remember what that is right now. Meanwhile, on top of which, oh, and my lips are sticky. Nah. Researcher Last, thank you for donating again to celebrate one more bite. We made it. Just a minute. Let me finish up here, okay? Cool. Yeah, no, we'll go. Every time, freaking creepy. Okay. Well, Site 42 staff, I'm about to take a trip. I'll tell you how it is tomorrow. I'm not doing the full outro. I'm a little traumatized at the moment. Thank you, Mobile Task Force Sci 42, for all of your service on the supporting the channel. Become a patron or channel member or do Ko-Fi Super Chats and all that for donation's sake, and we appreciate you. And if you can't, then help us out by subscribing and signal boosting the other SCP projects that we support so that the SCP community can grow. It's uncomfortable. And, yeah, Site 42 staff, I'm going to go to Jesus Land. I will talk to you later. Be safe, be well, and secure, contain, protect. Fucking. No, just one more minute. I gotta do this, otherwise they'll yell at me. One second, my lyric sheet is hidden because I had to move it. Am I at the point of no improvement? What of the death I still dwell in? I try to excel, but I feel no movement. Can I be free of this unreleasable sin? Oh, never underestimate my Jesus. You're telling me that there's no hope. I'm telling you, you're wrong. Never underestimate my Jesus. 'Cause when the world around you crumbles, he will be strong, he will be strong. The credit song is For the Moments I Feel Faint by Reliant K. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be safe, be well. Secure, contain, protect. Yep. Time to go.